Anne Todd maybe isn't a particularly well-known name nowadays, but in the 1940s she was a major British female star, and that was a period when women's films, films with female stars particularly, were very successful at the British box office and sometimes internationally as well. So you've got other people like Margaret Lockwood and Anna Neagle, but you've also got Anne Todd as a sort of significant figure within British film at that time, and one who enjoyed a certain degree of international success in her career as well.
The film is about John Ebony, who plays my husband, who's a new teacher who goes to this prep school to takes over the class at this prep school because the prior teacher has been murdered and he's fallen over the cliff. He doesn't know he's been murdered at the time, but he's died and they need a replacement. And so we go to the school. I'm the young wife and he's the teacher, and we meet this unruly bunch of boys and we try to get to the bottom of the story.
Well, Boys from the Black Stuff was a seminal work that, because of Margaret Thatcher and what she was doing to the country, there's lots of people unemployed, especially in the poorer areas. And I had a friend who lived in Liverpool. I lived in Liverpool as well. And he was a writer called Alan Bleasdale. And he just wrote, to start with, one film for the BBC. It was called The Black Stuff. And it was about unemployment in Liverpool and how people are going crazy trying to find jobs, and there's no jobs around. And it was during the screening of that they decided that they were going to do the sequences, because there was 4 films. Turned out to, in the end, it was started off with 5 films and it turned out with 4, or was it 6 and 5? But anyway, we lost a film, so it became The Boys from the Black Stuff.
I first saw the 7% Solution on its first release in 1976, and it was quite a surprise, really, because it was unlike any other Sherlock Holmes film that had come before. It was breaking barriers in many ways because, as Nicholas Meyer said, it wasn't a Sherlock Holmes film. It was a film about Sherlock Holmes. And here we were not presented with a traditional Sherlock Holmes mystery where a client turns up with a puzzle and Holmes jumps into a hansom cab and goes off into the foggy night to solve the crime. But here was a film about Holmes's psychological disposition and getting closer to the character than had ever been done before.
My name's Jennifer Coates. I'm a professor of Japanese studies at the University of Sheffield, and my specialist topic is Japanese cinema, mostly of the post-war period. Discussing the films of Yoshida Yoshishige, also known sometimes as Yoshida Kiju, is a really enjoyable experience because the director himself subscribed to a theory of anti-auteurism that's even been called by some scholars self-negation. And what this means is that Yoshida really wanted the spectator to feel that they have some ownership over the meaning-making of the film.